an adult, you need to get married at the end of the time.
Yeah.
But there are societies that, I mean, you choose to do whatever you want. You choose to live if you want.
But as a cultural and religious institution, we must recognize that I think it's good in the sense that it helps. It's proven that it stabilizes society in many ways. Where you have a home that is not broken, there is expected more stability in terms of, So there are a lot of positive aspects to it, and people generally, especially in our society, considering, we encourage, to make sure that we have society where, the semblance of stability is there within the family and the home. But like you said, it's very much an individual choice. It does not necessarily define a person as being complete or incomplete in my own sense. Because like you said, there are various reasons as to why one may or may not.
Yeah, but like you said, as an institution, we're not like taking sides to say, oh, do not marry. Obviously, it's something that's supposed to happen for the continuity of the ummah, like we put it. But then, just to say the issue of not being complete, because sometimes in Gambia here, there's a certain age that you reach, then the bullying starts. You've been called at some age to say, oh, Legi, what have you decided? Legi, don't know what to say. I've been a victim of Mr. Ka. I've been called several times. This past birthday, I've been called in a corner by different people.
I think you should now. I'm going to add my voice.
And different people calling me and be like, okay, now you've clocked this age, make sure it is time.
This year.
So the thing is, sometimes we also
we'll give
have
you
to,
next year.
Okay, give me next year, and I'll promise I'll put something on the table.
Okay.
So
well, it's not just putting it on the table, but also, I mean, working.
I know you will add spice to it.
I know that. People have gone as far as, oh, you should produce one baby
Don't
now.
mind them. Take it one step at a time.
So I'm like, people, you need to take your time, because marriage is something of a lifetime. And then, you know what, when people tell me, Mr. Ka, you know what I tell them recently? I see a lot of young people getting married and divorcing for some reason. I don't know, because either it's rushed or it's hooked up. I don't know how it comes together. But the rate of divorce within my generation is really a lot, and it's really scary, honestly.
Okay.
So it requires that people take their time if it is needed.
Absolutely.
Yes, because it's like a bold step. It's a big thing. And
Indeed.
Yeah. Balde?
Yeah, so I mean, I think due to time,
we move on.
We move on.
All right, but interesting program, and I know you chose it for a reason. Did you choose it because of me?
Well, partly. I mean,
I knew it.
All right, so we have.
So should we go for a break first, and then after that so let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to current affairs. Don't go anywhere.
Now, with QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future, tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And Ibrahim, like I said in the beginning, we have a packed show today. So we'll be on a call with Mr. Modu Musa Sisao, who's the acting police PRO. And he'll be giving us an update in relation to the entire Sokoto traffic light shooting incident, but specific focus on an update on WPC and Sijawa. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Sisao.
Thanks for having me. Good morning there.
Good morning. Yes. So can you just give us a quick update on the issue or the health of WPC and Sijawo? We would just want to understand if she's been discharged, if she's been discharged or not. That's what we want to know, because we hear that she's discharged or she's still there. So we just want to get it clearly.
Thank you very much. That's true. Like you mentioned, Ansu was part of those people who were shot on the 12th of September.
Right.
And following that, she was admitted at the hospital RVTH, the intensive care unit. Fortunately, she responded very quickly to treatment, and she was doing well. Then she was transferred, more or less discharged from the intensive care unit to a normal ward where she was continuing her treatment until recently. She's been discharged from the hospital to continue on treatment and recovery at home. As we speak, she's currently being discharged from the hospital. Yes.
Francis Small.
All right, the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and we're happy that she's back with her family and then she's okay. This is what the entire country was praying for. So we are very, very happy that she responded to treatment. But moving on, are there any new circumstances surrounding the shooting incident along Sokoto traffic lights?
Thank you very much. Currently, there are no new issues around, except that investigation is ongoing. I think for a few weeks ago, the primary suspect and one another suspect were at the magistrate court in Cardiff, where the case was mentioned and transferred to the High Court, because the magistrate court does not have jurisdiction to hear such a case. Currently, we are waiting on the High Court. The case is being transferred there, and we are aware they were on leave until yesterday when they resumed, and hopefully very soon the proceeding would begin. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for that update. Moving on, when the incident happened, you know, a lot of suggestions were coming in about the police as to some section of the police should be armed and all of that. Is this something that the police is taking into consideration? You know, some of the suggestions that came out, because sometimes when incidents happen, that is when you realize that, oh, there are certain adjustments that need to be made. So is the police taking a look at things around those suggestions?
Yes, I think some section, or let's call it the police intervention unit, is the armed unit of the Gambia Police Force, meaning those people are armed. I think the consideration now is for every police officer to be armed, if that is possible. But that has a lot to do with, I mean, at the strategic level, the laws and all that around
the
that
laws,
will
right?
have to be looked at. Yes, the laws have to be looked at to have us all in that state. But at the moment, like you said, we have the armed wing of the Gambia Police Force, being the police intervention unit, who by law are allowed to carry weapons and specific weapons that they could use in executing their job. Yes, this is something that we would consider. But again, like, it's not only the Gambia Police Force, it's the government and the people of the Gambia all together, you know, would look at the necessity and see justifications for that. And I hope that's a very good initiative, or it's a good thought, because it's important that the people who provide security for the people are first and foremost very secure. I mean, have the capacity to do that. We have to also understand that the Gambia has changed 50 years ago, or from 100 years ago to date. A lot of crime, a lot of criminalities that were in the Gambia and now are totally different. And as a result, we've been seeing so many armed robberies, we've been seeing so many incidents where people are being shot, and of recent, police officers being shot at. So I think this is a concern, and as a result, I think it's a justification to have to think about that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you talked about the law, because obviously if we have to make any decision in relation to that, we have to take a look at the laws of the land, and then, you know, things that will not also scare the citizens, you know, all of that, because we are not used to things like that. But I'm happy that you mentioned that we're going to obviously follow due process to be able to get something like that. But Ibrahima, do you have any follow-up question in relation to the shooting incident? If not,
well, I think you've said it all.
Okay.
And,
yeah,
know,
so
it's also clarified everything.
Yeah.
You know,
So Mr. Cisao, any other update in relation to the police recently as to activities? We also saw that about a month ago or so, the president opened this new model police stations. So far, can you give us an update about how is it going? What has been the perspective of the police officers, being in such a conducive environment from before?
Yes, thank you very much. I think that was something that is long overdue. The senior management of the Gambia Police Force, by the Inspector General of Police, is doing everything to ensure that the Gambia Police Force, we are in the process of what we would call commonly known as the security sector reform. Right. And the security sector reform, to be specific to the Gambia Police Force, is one thing which is very important, because the Gambia Police Force is entirely responsible for internal security, meaning they would have to be having on a daily basis interacting with the community, with the people, trying to provide for them services that's related to security. And it's important that these people actually are actually trained and provided with the necessary tools to be able to provide those services to the citizens. And one of them already is the inauguration of model police stations, especially within the metropolitan city of Serekunda, where the population density as per police officers and the service required is in increase or is in increment. So having to have such a police station there, and also in Bakote for expansion program, and also in Bundun and Bosubi. So I think this is in the right direction to be able to provide for the people who actually will be doing this and a conducive environment, and not only that, but giving them the equipment and the environment and to provide the services. Right. And by extension, even the people who are coming in to report cases and issues at the police station, it's important that they have the environment. Because one thing that is important is to note that these police stations are structured in such a way that, they are in adherence to the rule of law and democracy. And, so what we're trying to say here is that in the event that people report, we have what we call accused persons. Right. When you accuse somebody, a complainant and an accused person. So these people would be, normally what we would see is they would be over the counter or around the counter to report cases to police officers, and then they would report, other people equally are coming in to report. So at the end of the day, you would see crowd around police station. And many times we see this happening. But for Serekunda station, it's been provided with interrogation room or interview room, if you like it, where people would be taken there to interview them, to ask them questions where they can lodge, and this provides privacy, confidentiality and all that, because when you're given the opportunity to actually talk to a police officer one-to-one, then you're able to establish that contact, that confidence, to be able to speak to the person. Compared to when you are in a crowd, when you're around people, you're right about sensitive information that you may not be privileged or you may not be able to share at that point in time, which is critical or could be critical to the investigation or to the case at hand. And not only that, the stations are such that also we have prisons or self-detention centers where we have, segregated them. We have males and females, and also children. Right. Yes, different in different cells.
So, Mr. Sisao, moving away, I think we just have a minute to go with you. But then, we also saw the new uniforms for the traffic police. Is this, quickly, in a minute, is this, some new policy? Why was it introduced? Just quickly.
Yes, you will realize that on the road, we've been seen, we've received so many, we're aware of accidents where police officers are involved, as traffic officers. On traffic, vehicles would knock them down, and at the end of the day, some of them would lose their life. So this is one of the interventions that are put in place to ensure, because they are such that they can reflect at a distance when the vehicle is coming. So contrary also to the fact that these are nylons and all that, I personally interacted with some police officers on the traffic to ask them how they felt about the uniform and the texture, the heat, and all that. They would tell me, no, it's not hot. It's not a nylon. It glitters out the reflection. That was the purpose for it. But at a distance, when you look at it, long sleeves and short sleeves, people would say, it's like we're taking care of our officers. Actually, I think before they were procured, there was that assessment to determine the actual need and the environment and all that.
Thank you so much.
They will be on the road.
Yeah, thank you so
much.
One
thing I just want to say before I close,
yeah.
I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of the Inspector General of Police and the Gambia Police Force to thank the entire Gambia for the support during this period, especially their prayers for Ansi. And Alhamdulillah, today we are here to report that she has been discharged and she is home with the family. And we pray that she continue to recover fully.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the amazing work that you've also done within a short period of when this incident happened, because you just came in, you know, when the Deputy PRO left for studies, you just came in within a very short period. This major incident happened, and then we saw how you carried out your job professionally and respectfully. We also congratulate you for the amazing work.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Sisao. Yes, so Mr. Ka, back to you. We are all glad that Ansi is out and now she responded to treatment perfectly.
Indeed, that's very good news, and we continue to send our prayers that she will recover fully. I appreciate the fact that the police are looking into how they reorganize and then be able to address most of these issues, and I'm glad that they have given reflectors to their officers on the traffic, because it's important. Also, when we say arming the police, it's not just necessarily guns. They can use stun guns as well, because arming is something that ought to be really looked at before we really, I know some people, the knee-jerk reaction is there, something happen, everybody jump, give them guns, and I don't think it's a good idea, but there are other ways that they can you know, really make them ready and be able to defend themselves also, and also defend the public. Stun gun is one thing that they can look as an option to give them to disarm somebody that is armed with a knife or some kind of weapon, you know, and being aggressive towards them. There are a host of other things that they can look to, but still we have to appreciate the job they are doing. In terms of the traffic officers, I have always been advocating for mobility. They should give them mobile motorbikes
to be able
because you don't have to be stationed at one position as a traffic officer, because immediately the people or drivers pass that particular station, they start doing their own things, you know, which can be causing some kind of inconvenience to the public and can be hazardous for accidents. But if you have motorbikes so that they can monitor the routes, that would be that presence and visibility of surprise is always important. So I hope they'll look into that as well.
Yeah, I agree. So tomorrow is World Teachers Day. And, you know, I just saw it yesterday while me and Babka were looking at international days. And then generally, you know, there's a lot of argument that the day is not given, you know, that significance that it's supposed to get as an international day, celebrating, you know, celebrating our teachers. So actually, for me, I think it's beyond just us meeting somewhere and commemorating it. It's about also reflecting on the plight of teachers, comparing our standard to the standards of the sub-region when it comes to teachers. Even just neighboring Senegal, you know, their teachers are really prioritized. They are not 100%, but they have these insurances and stuff, which I came to realize recently. There's a lot of privileges that they have when you're a teacher there. So I think it's a time also to reflect, or maybe, you know, just going back to school, gifting a former teacher or something. You know, all of those things are symbolic.
Then I would be expecting a lot. I used to be a teacher.
In
fact, I taught in the furthest school. I taught in Pasamas, I taught in Kosemar. So these are among the, you know, remotest areas that you can go and teach. So, and I decided to do that voluntarily at the time. And I remember, you know, when I arrived at that village, they were like, "You're from Banjul?" I said, "Yeah, you're not going to last long here," because nobody wanted to go then, you know, for postings to the rural area. So teaching is a very noble profession. I remember when we were in primary school, we used to have debates like, is teacher better than a doctor, or is teacher? So
I hate those topics.
Oh, they were interesting. These were the formative years.
That is true. But you know what? Now that I'm grown and I look at these topics, I'm like, okay, how realistic was that?
The doctor started somewhere.
It just goes to show you the importance attached to these professions. And obviously, nothing can start without a teacher. From being born, you have the mother. That's where teaching starts. They teach you how to walk, how to do a lot of things. So if you take teaching as a philosophical concept and then expand it, it transcends a lot of things. From your mom to all these things that you go through, to the daras and to the school, the formal setting, all these things. So teachers do a great job in terms of building the people that we are today, building the doctors, the lawyers, the nurses, whoever that is accomplished in society must have gone through a teacher to be able to be what you are. So we have to appreciate them. It's true that what we remunerate them, what we pay them in terms of wages, usually is not commensurate to the amount of work they do. But it's in the nature of things. But nonetheless, I think everybody have a teacher that you are fond of, that you appreciate, that you look back to and say, without this teacher, I would not have been.
Do you want to give us an example of a teacher that you can remember or appreciate?
Yes, I can still remember one Mr. Bojang during my junior school days.
Big up to Mr. Bojang.
Mr. Bojang, he's currently in the UK. I mean, this guy motivated me to do a lot of things, you know. He made me believe in myself, and he pushed me, he encouraged me, even though there are things that I was not able to do for myself, but he helped me, encouraged me, and took me through. So Alhamdulillah, and I appreciate.
Nice. And you know what? I'm also recognizing Mr. Bojang, but the senior Mr. Bojang, the Mr. Bojang, the former principal of Nusrat High School. He was so helpful to me as well. And you know what? Teachers, most of the time, it's beyond what they teach you in class. At some point, he got into my personal life. You know, I could always go to him if I had problems
to calm you down.
To calm me down, like you had to, you know. Yeah, he was like all the time. I was like, calm down. This is not necessary. Things that were too big to me, he made me believe. And then when I got into the school at grade 10, he was so quick to identify that this girl, there's something that I just
abnormal.
No, as in normal.
I need to tame her.
No, but he was fine. I was all over the place.
I need to tame this girl.
And he contributed to that. He'd be like, calm down. But also, he realized that, you know, if I was given like a little push, I could just go far. You know, so I got into debates where I got a full scholarship to go to the university through him. He also paid my school fees from grade 11 to grade 12. Wow, you know, so that was beyond being my teacher. It was amazing. Mr. Bojang.
Maybe we should go around and talk to people
and
ask them about their teachers, the teacher that they remember.
I agree with you.
My dad used to be a teacher too. I mean, you know, that was a long time. He taught in Sare Samba Tako around Bansang, CRR. You know, I enjoy seeing people coming to my house, old men, sometimes old women will come to the house and tell me, your father was my teacher. And he was a very good teacher. He encouraged me to do this and that. And I find that sometimes very motivating, you know, but in another way, very funny. Seeing old people coming and telling me, your dad was my teacher. You mentioned Kosemar. You know, and I'm sitting and thinking, oh, Mr. Ka,
that's to Fatoto. The bridge was
or you can go to Bagadaji.
No, I used to go up to Fatoto. Bagadaji, that is Kosemar.
Yes,
I used to go to Bagadaji and then walk the distance to Kosemar.
I went to Kosemar.
I spent 1 year there. Then later I was posted to Pasamas. Pasamas, you have to go all the way to Fatoto and then cross the river and then walk a distance to get to that school. Some of my students, I guess at that time, they passed the exams. Some probably, I think one of them I had went to university. And that was a remote place where they used to have nobody.
Amazing.
So the teachers are very giving in terms of, you know, the contribution towards society. And I think it's everybody, if you can experience teaching, is something really worthwhile.
I even forgot my grandmother was a teacher. So she was as well. And she used a little money to raise us. So that's a good thing. Thumbs up to you, Mr. Ka. I'm expecting gifts tomorrow from here and we'll get to share it.
Definitely,
So moving on, we have a press release here, Ibrahima, about Guinea-Bissau releases impounded Gambian vehicles. So this entire press release is talking about how the Gambia government is pleased to announce that upon the swift intervention of His Excellency President Adama Barrow and counterpart President Umaru Sissoco Embalo, some 17 Gambian trucks that were impounded in Guinea-Bissau have been released to members of the Gambia Transport Union. The vehicles are loaded with loads of bound for the Gambia. So, well, this just shows the ECOWAS brotherhood, whereby when things happen, it can easily be, you know, negotiated between brothers.
Countries have bilateral relationships, you know, that they have that mutual understanding, and It's important. I don't even think at this level ECOWAS free flow of goods and services should be a reality,
Well,
because
I agree.
the community of ECOWAS have been existing for quite a while now, and all these things every now and again we come back to it. When President Macky Sall came here, there was that discussion about movement of goods and services, and then this, it's about time we decide what we want.
Exactly.
If you want to have a single community like the EU, if you go to Europe, you cannot even distinguish the borders anymore. Like, I went to Germany, I went to Flensburg, I just have to cross and go into Denmark. Yeah. Literally, and
it was that easy.
Yeah, you don't see nothing. They will just tell you, the next village is Denmark, and this other side is Germany. I went to Abendra. Abendra is not far from Flensburg.
Yeah.
Easily, we go there for weekends,
come back.
All these, and
wow.
it's
without even
they implement.
Problem.
They agree on these protocols. They must implement it.
But it's difficult. I mean, when they talk about free movement of goods within the ECOWAS, I mean, sometimes I find it very funny. Like you said, the implementation, I mean, should be taken seriously. For the first place, I think we would have at least engage the transport union president to tell us the reason as to why these vehicles were impounded.
Yeah, but the government is sending its gratitude to the government of Guinea-Bissau, so it's a peaceful thing. I like that.
So it's resolved,
yeah. You have another press release there.
Yes.
Do you want to take us through?
This is a press release from the Gambia College.
Okay.
The Gambia College administration wishes to inform the general public that the institution is aware of the alleged sexual and physical assault caused by one of the admin assistants against a female student.
Right.
Gambia College has not noted with serious concern the gravity of the alleged incident at its Brikama campus. The management and governing council is not taking this matter lightly and taking the necessary administrative steps in addressing the case. The matter is currently being investigated by the police, and the college shall allow the findings of the investigation to dictate the road to justice. Yeah. So I mean,
I think the press release is direct because they're already, it's a fair play already, where they mention that they will allow the law to take its course because we can't determine at this point in time.
No, any further commentary will just prejudice what you don't know.
Yeah, but just generally, obviously violence is not something that is being encouraged, especially at school level, because when these people get traumatized, they don't want to go to school again. So we want to avoid things like that.
One thing I'll add on that is I think this is, like you mentioned, it's direct.
Yes.
And it's important for steps to be taken.
Right.
Let the law take its course. And, if these things are happening, then at the end of the time, we would be able to solve such kind of issues happening in our institutions.
Yes. So, Mr. Ka, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. But I'm expecting gifts tomorrow for teachers.
Yeah, definitely.
And but can they even remember you? Can you remember them?
I have seen some of them working in banks and some high places, and I'm very proud of them.
Oh, nice.
One of them happens to be this doctor, what's his called?
Oh, is it Bitey?
Dr. Bitey.
You taught Dr. Bitey?
Yes.
Okay, that's big.
So
Mr. Ka, you want to join us? Why are you leaving us? Don't leave us.
It's leaving our set like this.
No, don't leave our set like this. When you are leaving our set, we want to usher you.
Okay.
Yes. So let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about how the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy will be hosting the West Africa Digital Governance Forum. We'll be right back.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
The future is now With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fix Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyapus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future.
From that short break, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And Ibrahim, like I mentioned, we're now shifting our attention to the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy hosted the West Africa Digital Governance Forum. So we had all these representatives from West Africa come together at a local hotel where they discussed issues relating to digital governance. And we're joined by Mr. Lamin Kamara, who's the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Digital Economy.
Yes, and I'd like to add something on that. I mean, it's difficult to get maybe personnel from the ministries, but it was very easy to get to these people when I called, and he said, "I'm ready. I'll come over."
We like.
So I think that is also important, and we should recognize that. You know, once we call, you know, getting access, I mean, should be easy for us because we are all in this together. So thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is what makes us happy as the media. They think we bite, but we do not. So, Mr. Kamara, let's get into business. Let's talk about the Digital Economy Ministry hosting this Africa Digital Governance Forum. You know, what were the key takeaways after we had all these counterparts converge in Banjul for this forum?
Thank you for that question, and good morning to you and the viewers, and greetings from the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy. Yes, the West Africa Digital Government Forum was the first for the West Africa sub-region, and the forum was launched in the Gambia by the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Mr. Honorable Usman Ba. And the reason it's kind of significant for us is that it's been in the looming to have this forum for some time until the government of the Gambia stepped in to make it happen in collaboration with the UN University for e-government. So we had about participants from 17 different countries that converged here, also including international organizations representatives. And takeaway is that we wanted to converge academia, policy makers, and technical experts to come together and see what can be done to realize the digital transformation agenda, especially in relation to the digital transformation agenda of AU for 2030. And the key takeaways, what we did is to look at the challenges, the opportunities and possibilities that are available there, and the constraints that we need to work on to ensure that we realize the digital transformation agenda. And one of those is the infrastructure, I mean, the applications and services that need to be put in place, the right policy environment that need to be created. And into that's why we also encourage the private sector participation, because they are the players in the industry. They know what is their concerns, you know, what are their constraints, you know, which we will take into consideration to make an informed choice when we are developing policies for the advancement of digital economy.
Yeah, I'm glad that the first edition is held in the Gambia, considering that this is a completely new ministry. So this is a completely new ministry in the Gambia. How has the ministry been striving? You know, because judging, I've not seen, you know, major steps yet, to be honest. Because obviously, probably you have to put your house in order. So what are some of the things on the ground?
It depends what you consider to be major. Because I know when it comes to Africa, or in particular the Gambia, we think development is all about infrastructure. When you see an infrastructure coming, and that's development. And before all that happens, there are a lot of things that is done. And let's say for QTV to be here today, it's a policy decision. It's a decision that has to be a policy that would pave that to happen. Without that, you cannot have it. It was just a decision to say, yes, we need another private, we open the TV to the private sector. And that decision did not come easy. During the reign of we did a lot of effort, it was not possible.
Yeah.
Even during the new dispensation, it was very tough.
Yeah.
It did not happen. I mean, I'm sure if you talk to Mr. Jai, he will tell you what he's gone through. So I was lucky to be part of that project. It was not easy, you know, to really convince everybody to establish a private TV set. So that decision and that policy objective to be agreed at the level of cabinet maker is something very big. And just taking that decision, look at the transformation. After QTV, we have other TV stations.
The landscape
so the policy is very important. And I think if we are following the news, we've developed a lot of policies recently. You know, we've got the cloud policy put in place. You've got the fiber protection policy put in place. Got the email plus policies put in place. All geared towards driving the digitalization of our country. So these are the first steps.
Okay, the policy.
Yeah, these are the first steps. What they call the enabling environment. Without that environment, and then you go to the laws.
Let me just say this quickly, because you know we had this conversation as colleagues. We were like, when the digital economy ministry came, we were expecting that at least you push for ministries to have their websites up and running. Because if you look at ministries' websites and you go there, there's no information you can get from there. It's dormant. Yeah. So I think there should be a policy that should come from you to say ministries have to update their websites because it's digital economy. You know, we're in a digital, you know, things have changed.
I think we are doing that.
Okay.
At time when we came, there were challenges. Challenges that also is the website they're hosted on platforms. So those platforms also need to be updated and make sure things keep changing. Technology keeps changing, and there are vulnerabilities and all that. So as we speak now, we are trying to develop the government data center that hosts all these websites and the email platform. I'm sure if you look in the papers, you will see an advertisement about that. You know, how we're inviting companies to come so that we really update the data center. And then while doing that also...
A data center ever existed?
There exists a government data center, and there also exists a data center at the Ace Landing Station, a Tier 2 data center, that of Gamtel. They're existent. But, I mean, they're not utilized to their full capacity. There are challenges, and that's what we are trying to work on now. And if you can see, as part of the minister's 5-point agenda, one of the Tier 4 data center, not only bring these ones up and running, but to a level that will bring international recognition and also, I mean, encourage international companies to host their data in the Gambia.
Well, my problem is, I mean, we're good at making policies, but at the end of time, implementation becomes the problem. And like Jaraba said, I mean, when this new ministry was introduced, you know, people had a lot of hope. I mean, many things are going to change. We haven't lost hope, though. You know, although, but I mean, if it's slow, if it's slow, obviously we are going there. So, I mean, how are you pushing? I mean, for implementation, which is very significant.
We're pushing very hard, and I think we are even seen to be a very pushy ministry. But at times, it's not just about pushing. You need to be realistic. You know, there are processes and there are, you know, strategies and there are certain elements you have to follow to realize it. Like, for example, we're really pushing to get a second submarine cable here. We've got the funding, and I think last week or so, there was the ministerial meeting here for the countries that are working on that second submarine cable, called the Amica Cabral cable.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's one of the, because I ensure that we get the adequate bandwidth here, that the Tier 4 we are also working at that we have enough redundancy, you know, to be able to bring confidence, you know, to the users of these e-applications. Right. So, but that don't come easy. Even whereas we had the money, it cannot come tomorrow. Right? There are processes you would conceptualize, you will design, you will implement. All this have time that you need to follow, time frames you need to follow. So, let's say even whereas you award the contract now for the submarine cable, it will take minimum 18 months
to be implemented,
to get it finished. No. So it just don't come like that. But the preparatory phase, you know, we've really advanced in that, because those are the things that are under our control, that we can see how we expedite those ones, you know, so that we shorten the time period of realizing.
So I think we have 3 minutes to go, but before we go, is the ministry also taking a look at international deliveries of goods and services?
Oh, yes.
For example, the Gambia Post Office, it's not looking good.
Yes.
You know, because now currently, you know, it's supposed to be easy. You know,
is the post office existing?
It's existing. It's just it just looks dilapidated. I don't know, but that is when it looked dilapidated before this ministry came in. It has always looked. You know, it doesn't look pleasing anyway. I don't know why that is.
Gampost, it's a public enterprise.
Yeah.
It's a state-owned enterprise of its own, which is independent of the ministry, but we have oversight.
You do.
As the sector ministry. But the question you asked, this is why the payment, establishing the national switch and the payment gateway is a key priority of the ministry too.
Okay.
And to facilitate e-commerce. You know, and to do that, the postal service is very integral, because they're the ones that would transmit these parcels. You know, and as long as you do the transactions online, you know, it has to be delivered. And they're very important in that. We really engage in discussions with Gampost. I think even last week we had meetings with some of the relevant PEs that could drive this.
Make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. So today also we even have a meeting in the afternoon to see how we can quickly transform Gampost so that they play a central role in this. But they're challenged financially also. You know, most people are not using the post, so they're not getting the actual resources.
But
so
you know what, Mr. Kamara, people do, it's not like they don't want to, but they don't have confidence, because I've actually read a lot of people writing up stuff and saying negative stuff about it, because it's the efficiency allegedly is lacking. And then, can they paint the place a little? Like, can they brighten the place? At least that's going to help us.
Yeah, we really look into
the last
that.
time they talked about renovation and all, they got the drivers out of there. But for the past months, I've not seen anything happening. Because at least let it just glow
to
up.
renovate also, you need the resources. They are financially challenged. And I think the first thing is to see how you work on that, so that they get the resources to be able to implement some of
because
the activities
you see, Balde said, does the Gampost exist?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are asking that question because the area looks horrible, to be honest.
Very true.
I mean,
it's an eyesore, we agree.
Yeah,
but we're really working with them to see how.
Well, I think there are many factors that also leads to maybe the decline of Gampost.
Yes.
I mean, we can remember many years ago, we used to receive our letters from them, but the coming of the internet also contributed.
Yes. But then also with the coming of the internet, fine, but then you go with they can adjust. They adjust to.
In fact, what we did, because I was at the ministry, information and communication infrastructure before. What we did, we created ICT centers within the Gampost.
Oh, good.
To see where people can go and access their emails,
the tracking,
and the tracking, and they venture into providing financial services, money transfer.
Good.
But I think the opportunity that it is having now is to get into this e-commerce activity. As we venture into that, they can play a very central role in that, and that could really be a way of bringing back their viability.
I think that is all we have time for. But once again, thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. Ibrahim said it was really easy to bring you here.
My pleasure.
It's really difficult to get PS.
But it was easy for me.
You call them and then next minute you don't hear from them anymore. So this is, you know, it's more of seeing us as partners.
We are duty bound.
Exactly. So we really appreciate, you know, this. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And we hope to see the benefits of the Africa Digital Governance Forum in the coming months or years to come. Yeah, so we'll just go for a short break. And Ibrahim, when we come back, we will be taking a look at Face of UTG. Are you attending this day?
2023.
Because I know you organized this. So
take me along.
To the Face of UTG?
Yes.
Okay. I actually never had the guts to participate while I was going to UTG.
We're going this time.
All right. So we'll just go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll be joined by the organizing committee.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil-Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot Model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Aji Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Aji Bank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Aji Bank, your investment partner. You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow. Terms.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. So let's get into extracurricular activities happening at the University of the Gambia, Ibrahima, which includes the Face of UTG 2023. And we are joined by Abu Jabi, head of production team, Face of UTG, and Nafisatu Cisse, who's Face of UTG 2022. Yes, Miss Nafisatu Cisse. Oh, nice. I think to start with, we should start with Miss Nafisatu Cisse, who's the Face of UTG 2022. So you better share your experience with us. Must have been amazing, Nafisatu. How was the experience being Face of UTG? Hamga. So you just compose bisanyune. Hi, Face of UTG munginidi. It's the whole vibe.
All right. Good morning. And sorry, we could not correct that before starting the program. I'm replacing Nafisatu.
Okay.
She could not make it due to some engagements.
Oh, right. So,
okay, all right.
So are you the runner-up?
No, I'm actually the Deputy Welfare and Culture Minister.
Oh, nice. So we should, okay, we apologize for that. We apologize for that. So what's your name?
I am Ramatullah F. Sanko.
Okay,
the
so
Deputy Welfare and Culture.
Oh, nice. That's my sister here. So we couldn't get that corrected. So we apologize to the viewers for that. So hopefully we'll be able to have a reunion when we had the 2023 and the 2022.
I hope you can speak Mandinka.
Yes, I
She's
can.
a lost Mandinka.
Whatever. Anyway, Abu, tell us, how are the preparations for this year's Face of UTG 2023?
Thank you so much, General. Good morning, Gambia, and to all the viewers that are watching. I am Abu Jabi. I am the Creative Director and Head of Production for Face of UTG for the 4th year in a row. Yeah, so this event has been something that is very instrumental in the lives of students because it has changed a lot of lives. So this year is not an exception. The Face of UTG is already termed as the best because I introduced the head-to-head challenge, which is an intellectual battle between the contestants. Like they were discussing their projects that they have after winning the pageant because the face of pageantry has changed. By then, it was only on beauty and elegance and stuff, but now it is beauty and brains. Pia Woosbach said, the former Miss Universe said, as a beauty queen, you should be confidently beautiful with a heart. Like, you're on stage saying some platform topics that you are passionate about, but are you going to implement those projects after winning? So that is the big question here. So that is why we initiated the head-to-head challenge, which students came out and discussed about the projects that they had. And also, it was a big positive because it really, really helped and it inspired a lot of people who said like they will really join next year because they thought beauty pageantry is something that you go looks exposing your body and also not something that is relevant. But right now, as we speak, Gambia is one of the leading African countries that are doing very well in pageantry.
Okay, nice, amazing. So you know, you're the deputy welfare person at this thing. So and you are a woman as well. So maybe you can tell us you've seen the benefit as a woman. Maybe Abu knows because he's seen, but as a woman, and then women are participating. There's a man's component. I'll engage him later. There's a gentleman. You know, they want to be part of the competition as well. But how beneficial has it been for the young ladies that have been participating?
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful question. It's really not easy to have this opportunity to be out of 8,000 plus students. You are one person, or out of 500 or 5,000 students from a particular school, you are one person that is there to represent your school at the face of UTG, and many people have to sacrifice their time, resources to come and see you perform on your unique talents. Like it's actually not easy. So they're actually on aid and they are making efforts to see their schools win, and when they win, they have a lot of awards. Last year, one of the grand awards were 200,000 plot of land that was given to the winners, and it was not only the women, but for both the male and the female category. Each was given 200,000 worth plot of land. So this year we want to change the narrative. We want to have even cash prizes as given to the winners. So these are some of the opportunities that these contestants are given, and not only the prize that is given to them, but also they are open to a lot of opportunities, because seeing yourself in front of intellectuals, in front of rich men, a lot of institutions will be there to be looking at you. So some of them will be chosen as brand ambassadors at the end of the day. Some of them will be sent to international level to go and represent the university or the Gambia.
Wow, the university.
So there is an international pageant called Miss Africa Universities.
Right.
Yes.
We had representatives from the Gambia like 3 years ago. Yeah. So the winner of this pageant represents like the University of the Gambia at the Miss Africa University.
So have we ever been victorious before?
No, like the coaching was lacking, but this year I'll take full responsibility for the winner to give her free coaching.
Free coaching for the person to be able
all right.
to go.
What does it take for a person to win? What are some of the elements that you check?
It is broad.
Right.
Like sometimes in a pageant, someone can be good in that area and not good in that area. But as a beauty queen too, like to be able to win big pageants and stuff, you should be versatile. You should know everything. But first, you should be intelligent, because without that you cannot express yourself like the way you want, because you will be standing in front of thousands of people and telling them your platform. So you should convince them.
Right.
You should convince the judges. You should be able to impact the lives of people when they go home. So
they should remember you.
They should remember you, that your topic and everything. So the next one also is based on their elegance. That is where they do the catwalk. You know, their smiles, their personality, their grace. You know, that is another part of it. And as a beauty queen, you should be very talented, because we have a talent segment that you are given 4 minutes to showcase what you have as your talent. And the most important round to me is the question and answer. That is where they really test your intelligence.
Right.
So they give you questions at the spot, and so that the judges can know, okay, platform.
Okay.
So that is where you are really tested.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is it. So it's 20 contestants, but we are having the top 5. So only the top 5 are going to answer questions.
Okay, at the end of the day.
End of
so
the
there's a like elimination round.
There's elimination
Oh,
round,
amazing. Man nak musuma nyeme. Mangi remember time UTG.
Wow.
Ndeysaan School of Journalism. Ñu ne ma represent ñu mané len hey, xam len sen bopa. Because at the end of the day, it's about size,
it's
right?
Easy.
No.
Man no laugh for man.
considered.
Why man musuma fe gis beauty queen bu em ni man. Dafa sew njool man dama gàtta.
Okay, hanga come loolu la ñu bari that
That is a mentality they have,
la guy am, but comme man I am a former Mr. Gambia. Understand? So man ñu bari dañ ma doon discriminate because of my size and stuff like that.
Okay.
I am a runway model. So ma jël runway bi dama dee faate coow bi ak discrimination bi yëpp ma def lu ma fa teg. I won Mr. Gambia like 2.0, like out of Gambia be yep. Understand? With my size and everything. But them win. It's not all about the size, especially legi. They are also introducing
plus size,
encouraging plus size, and also you say well you am dumb, because sometimes I'm dumb, but it's not your fault. You might be raped or stuff. So even the international pageant, they are trying to introduce people you am dumb, because you can be very passionate about pageantry, but sometimes sa nakala ko haters sa
your look
sa yon
okay,
so that is why we are trying to improve a lot on that.
Okay, nice. So and also the gentlemen are now part of it, like
yes,
you said.
they are.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are having like 12 faculty-based associations, but unfortunately we could not have all the 12 based faculty associations to send in their participants.
Right.
Like that is one of the challenges that we face. Sometimes you will have we will send invitation to all the faculty-based associations.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you will see that they have a queen, but they will not have a master. Or they will have a male representative. They will not have a female representative, or the other way around. So this time around, too, that too happened. But fortunately for us, we have 20 male contestants and 10 male contestants and 10 female contestants, making it 20 contestants.
Altogether. So
yes.
I'm rooting for the men though. The men.
You'll be surprised when you attend the event.
Yo man gori dina la ñew séta ki ku ko yobu ci runway bi ko
but surprisingly I'm not being a school but they are like new jangis and stuff, but School of Medicine are competing this year for the first time.
They've never competed because medicine bring them ci runway bi.
Exactly.
I don't
blame them. I don't blame them because
it's about niñ leen ko dé puté.
Exactly.
You know, comme noko waxé, it's about normal no.
And come funnily tamit, one of like 10 male contestants won the head-to-head challenge.
Medicine.
Wow.
Medicine dañ am goor.
Wow.
They way. Yeen fi la rew mi tollu ko.
Moo tax ñu ne this year mooy nekk the best because comme expectations yi dañ high pare xalé at bi luñ prepare. It's going to be very tough on the
one of the best. One of the best.
Man lima gis this year gisuma ko ci ben at because this year dafa melni comme national pageant.
Yeah, sure.
Ma gis ñu ngi yéen a ngi def seen picture ci tourism development area bi. Come I'm seeing some rich stuff, but I'm rooting for the School of Journalism. The girl, I already shared, commented def yep because obviously yéen tamit. You don't expect.
She's good though.
Why yéen xana masters duñ dé bokka?
masters comme naka.
Master students.
Masters
that depends on.
I don't
waaye senu leen ñu letta soo leen ñu senoon letta nag cohort bii man dinaa dem bokk Miss UT waaw te duma si ragal dara man ku taxaw ma taxaw waaw yaa parce que moom maa gis ku taxaw ma taxaw hay soo suma heels damaa njool
waaye boobu naa la di.
waaw ma de generally lan la nit ñi war a expect quickly ñu ngi fi mu nekk ni 1 minute rek lañ am ahead of the event ak kañ la tamit
expectation bi mooy at bi lu ma liggéey musuma koo liggéey in a pageant so expectation is going to be huge. Finest Gambian artists will be coming. Date is 7th October 2023 at Pinchami Hall. Ticket prices, advance tickets $400, gate $600, VIP $800, and patron $1,500. You get all tamit companies you dimbale ñu because li comme profit bi yépp ci students la ñoo delluwaat ñoo xam ne mënu ñoo fay tuition fees moo tax ñu nekk di def li so ñu ngi ñaan companies yi ñu ñëw on board at least jënd ticket sa mais xeebuñ ko understand xeebuñ ko because li dafa nekk loolu dafa important trop nga dem school mënuloo fay sa tuition fee SU ñu ne la ok nañ la fayal 50% of the tuition fee so lii yëpp like foofu la moo dem QCell nag problème la dañ dee ñëw waaye xam nga
déedéet amul problème déedéet QCell problème amu fi QCell
dañ dee ñëw waaye dañ ñu dee
déedéet QCell amuñ noonu loolu déedéet waaye QCell nag ba pare QTV si QCell lañ bokk Q group déedéet QCell dee ëpp
bii moo gën a important
déedéet waaye QCell ku ñëw ñu uyu la ñoo mel yow tam looy wax de jàmbaar lañ di
ngeen ñoo seetlu li fin rek
dinañ leen seetlu kay
so this time around we are also making it in the form of a gala dinner like we did the past gala dinner so the profit that we earn there we use it to pay for the tuition fee 40% tuition fee to underprivileged students
gala dafa waaye maa di ngeen teel a start pageant by 5 o'clock
no this time around
ñëw ngeen start
beyond I am even like if I have 2 people in the hall I am starting
what time
7 p.m.
You should start you should because pageant dafa dem ba fajar
7 p.m. rek ma start latest or 12:01 a.m.
fajar or
mu jeex
waa baax na and also you know you recognize like you've been doing this for so long congratulations for the amazing work
thank you so much
depuis time in school you know so this is something that you love and congratulations to you too wishing you guys a successful event waaye da ngeen ma génn soo leen ko senoon master students yi ma dem ak seen masters kii di ma ñëw seetaan
looking forward to see QCell sponsor us please
okay yàlla baax na
education ngeen wax
QCell dinañ fi waaw ñoom noonu lañ waaw
these are students that are finding it very difficult to pay their tuition fee so
but thank you so much. So Ibrahim, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. So till we come your way tomorrow with another interesting episode, enjoy the rest of your day.